Hello. Hello. I'm back. I was gonna stream yesterday, but well, I was gonna stream Friday, more specifically. But my PC, well, okay. I tried, installing new RAM. No, I didn't download it. But apparently you can't just plug and play RAM. It has to be very specific parameters. So I had to take it into the shop. Ciao! Hey, Akumu. Good morning, good morning. Oh, there's a lot more people here than I expected, considering it's so early in the morning. I don't know, my sleep schedule's been kinda good, so I was like, I feel like streaming right now, so I'm gonna stream now. Yeah, to get the elephant out of the room, yes. I've seen the North video. Yes. I've talked about all of that in length. And, god damn it. Mitzi, why can't you just stay? Mitzi's doing good. She had her, she had a tooth extracted. You could probably tell by her arm. But she's recovering well. Yeah, she had the shaved leg. Yeah. But she's doing good. She had one tooth extracted. Whoops. Don't do that. And we're monitoring some of her other teeth right now. That's kind of where we're at. So we're gonna have, frequent toothbrushing. So, I should probably get the Nerf stuff out of the way first. It's stuff that I've already kind of addressed, but, like, it's not... I kept, like, I was like, I'm gonna do it on my YouTube channel, but I kept forgetting, and so I figured I might as well just save it for the next stream that I do, right? So yeah, a bit of housekeeping first. The housekeeping is that, obviously, the server is not... the Discord server, not a public Discord server anymore. I've basically kicked out everybody that I don't know. There's only a few people left, like about 25. And, it's gonna stay that way for probably forever. If there ever is a community server, it's gonna be run by other people who give more of a fuck than I ever did. While I don't necessarily find you irredeemable, it was hella disappointing. Yeah, and I understand that. I did make a couple of statements, and I know that some of them, I know I'm gonna cut the music real quick. This is serious shit. But, I did make a couple of, like, written statements in the Discord, but, I don't know, I was being lazy, I guess. I kinda just assumed that they'd get, like, spread around or screenshot or whatever. But I will read through them in case, you know, for the people that haven't read them yet. So I had made okay, there was two statements here, alright? One I made on March 1st. This was, before the video came out, and after I had that talk with, Vlad, Gilded Poo. So the first one I did on March 1st, and, you know, it was like after Vlad and I had a talk, took a bit to decompress. I did see that community post as well. But basically for people that haven't seen, like, my more definitive statements on it yet, I might as well just read them here. It's too long for me to screenshot. I mean, I can try. Ugh, alright. I definitely wrote too much. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, screenshot these. And just, like, can I just, like, bring them up directly onto here? Oh, of course not. Queeman, why is half of this video about Enlaa? I didn't know that Queeman, reacted to it. That's news to me. I've kind of been just decompressing, taking, you know, time to reflect. All that good stuff. Let me figure out how I'm gonna bring these up on screen. Shit. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I gotta, like, take individual screenshots, because I made it a little too long. And I can't get it all in one thing. Alright. I'll go over the first thing I said about it. And this was before the video came out. I already knew what was gonna be in the video, so it's like, I already knew kind of what to say ahead of time. Okay, is Discord not gonna allow me to bring up these things? There you go. Jesus, that's huge. Yeah, Queeman doesn't like Vlad. He watched the Nerf video and the Toastify video. I thought you were just going to read it. Well, it's better if I read it and bring it on screen. I feel like that's just better. Well, that's good to know. Where is it? There. Sorry, I'm a little out of practice. There we go. It's totally awful. Alright, hold on. There we go. Okay, this looks like ass, but bear with me, okay? Alright. I think this was like the day before the video came out, although I'm not sure. Um, anyway, I said on March 1st, 2025, I've been thinking about this for a long time now, especially within the last few days. There are going to be some major changes in the coming month with a Discord server and probably more. And that meaning, you know, the server becoming a private server. I had a long talk with Gilded Poo, Vlad, related to this North video because before it was released, when he helped me understand some key things I never really took into account about the entire situation, and it helped me realize that I'm not fit to run a community, quote unquote. I should not have it. Sorry, I just had breakfast. I should not have it. I should not have ignored the situation when I became aware of it. I simply assumed that other people who were also made aware of the grooming accusations against Nurth would handle things and it would sort out without me needing to get involved. But that didn't happen. I should have kicked him out, regardless of my own personal feelings on it, but I didn't and I regret it. It's been a common issue here where I have a difficult time simply kicking out people that need to be kicked out. Or that need to be kicked out or saying no, especially if I know them. Despite how opinionated I can be, I've never liked conflict. I subconsciously tend to project onto others how I would feel in their position, even if they've done something horribly wrong, and that gets in the way of me making choices that would reject someone, given my own fears of rejection. What is this about? This is about the Nurth stuff. I'm just getting this out of the way at the beginning. So, that's what we're doing. See. Sorry, Mitzi is... Anytime I start talking, she starts bugging me. And that gets in the way of me making choices that would reject somebody. Oh yeah, I read that. It's an issue I'll probably have to work on my whole life, but that doesn't excuse how it can have negative impacts on people around me. To me, a Discord server is just a Discord server, a public chat room where people hang out. It's never been more than that to me, and I don't understand the need to treat it as more than that. But I understand that most people don't view it that way. To others, it's more than that, especially when it leaks into someone's real life, or especially when a child gets involved. I figured that if I kept my server as a chill place for adults to talk, discuss things, and just hang out, there wouldn't be any issues. But it can't be handled like that on a community scale. It wasn't my choice to have a lot of these dramas and situations dropped on my plate. However, it was my choice to either try to ignore them or stall in making decisions. In your own time, did you watch the Lyle video where he was in a call with Nezzy Monster? No. I'm not really interested in that. I've never been a leader, nor an authority or an influencer. Streaming has always been a fun hobby for me, where I can speak my mind and socialize. I never wanted to be someone in a position to tell people what to think or who to trust. I know what my limitations are, and I know I don't have the fortitude that it takes to stand firm and make hard decisions that need to be made, and made fast. Okay, sorry. Very wordy. Okay. Fuck. The continuous depressing stories of groomers, pedophiles, and predators had been slowly starting to drain me. It makes your day-to-day life feel so grim, even things you used to enjoy. Never thought it would get to me the way it had, and it's been getting to the point where I just feel so on edge. You know what? It's a lot of complaining in this part. I've had a lot of life events, online and IRL, that have upended my own view of myself. I'm not the good, confident person I wanted to be or what I tried to project. While I'm better than who I was when I was younger, I still have a lot of deep flaws I can't fix in the time that they are needed to be fixed. There's been several points in the past year where I felt under a lot of stress and pressure to not make mistakes, make the right choices, and say the right things. The stress has been continuously building over that time, and it's made me realize that this toll it's taking on me isn't worth it. Not for something that was supposed to be a way for me to relieve stress. I enjoy myself when I'm streaming. I feel at home doing it, whether there's 20 people watching or 2. But the constant barrage of news about the latest Discord predator and exposed troll shield and whatever other kind of degenerate thing has made me feel anxious whenever I open Discord or YouTube. More often than not, I find myself trying to just hide from it, and that has led to consequences not just for myself, but for lots of other people. Yeah. Rather than continuing to try and push myself to be something I'm not, I just want to take time to figure out what it is I want to do, the kind of content, if any, that I want to make. I do not want to run a Discord community any longer, but I don't want to completely uproot what's been created here altogether. All I know right now is that I'm not fit to run one, and even if things work themselves out in the end, the constant stress it brings with it, for me, just isn't worth it. So yeah, then I locked down the server, and I kept it pretty much semi-public. until Mitzi's operation was done, because I wanted people who had donated to it to be able to get updates on it. So once all that was done, I made it private. Uh, okay, so that was the first one. Where's the other one? Oh, you shouldn't see that. You can't see my analytics. Oh. The other one was, I think, a couple of days after the video came out. Okay, thankfully this one isn't as long. Thank God. Give me a second. I have to like copy and paste the screenshots somewhere, and then I can bring them up on screen. This next one might be a little contentious, but it's just how I feel about the situation. I hope I'm using that word right. Part. Here's the second part. Okay. Yeah, this was... Whoa, okay, this was much later. I didn't realize they were that far apart. Okay. I do want to try and clarify... So this was on the 10th of 2025, so more than a week later. I do want to try and clarify something, though I know I'm hardly in a position to say much. When I was explaining my perspective on the autism excuse in the comment under Ace's video, I was trying to explain the perspective I had for back then, not the perspective I had in the present, after he admitted it was grooming. It was irresponsible in only skimming them over and coming to, and by them I mean the thread and the screenshots that were provided. I was irresponsible in only skimming them over and coming to the assumption that it was just ignorant sexual talk with a minor. I did not know there were deeper motives, that he was aware what he was doing was wrong at the time, and that there were plans for them to meet up. Even then, I should have unmodded him and kicked him out. That's my fault. But I was never trying to excuse grooming on autism, nor being a predator. I was excusing the perceived ignorance with autism without understanding the full scope of the DMs. I even explained this to Vlad multiple times in my call with him, or at least I tried to. And I'm not great at explaining shit, so it probably didn't get across very well. I also disagree that it was hypocrisy, at least not on the levels people are claiming. With the FCK and Lio, my issue has always been about the hypocrisy and manipulation, as well as the lengths they would go to in order to intimidate other people. I had always made it a point to say that there wasn't anything Peaches, Nezzy, etc. did that couldn't be forgiven. And you can go back and see my streams on like the FCK and stuff like that to verify that. What was hard to forgive was the hypocrisy and the fact that they would go after people for things they had also done. That was and has always been my issue with them from the very beginning. My criticisms on them were based on their own standards they set for others. The other comparison is Kumo and Jar, two people who actively chose to involve themselves, not because they already knew Cinny, but because of the accusations. They felt they could get something out of defending her publicly, and employed so many nasty and manipulative tactics to try and sway things in their direction. They both had long conversations in group chats with Cinny exclusively about how to get her out of the situation she was in and help her image. My criticism wasn't that they had empathy for or wanted to believe Cinny, but rather the methods they used to insert themselves and try to be Cinny's hero, to make an ally out of her. I knew and am friends with plenty of people who defended Cinny in private, and even attempted to help her as well. I never had an issue with them having their own personal opinions about it. None of them were trying to make it a spectacle. I was trying to stay out of North's accusations, as bad as that still is. Rather, I should have involved myself, given that he was someone in my server. I should have done the due diligence and looked into them and put my own feelings about it aside. I didn't do that. The big difference to me is that I was in a position to care and I didn't. That is wrong and I regret it. However, it is not the same as the Cinny stuff and I do not believe it is hypocrisy. So, that's pretty much everything I have to say about it. I haven't read any of your chat messages because I didn't want to get distracted. So that's everything. You can take that, clip it, send it. I don't give a fuck. You can do whatever you want with it. So yeah, that's where I'm at.